going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Bantz. That's right, once a week, Wrestling Bantz Weekly is going to bring you interviews with some of the top names in wrestling. I'm going to be playing WWE2K20 Universe Mode. I'm going to be doing a watch-along of the Dynamite main event each week. There's going to be a Q&A, and there's going to be so much more every week. This is episode 1. You know what you've got to do right now. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Let's do this. Let's go.
This is great banter. Banter. Off
the first episode of Wrestling Bantz Weekly, we're going to be doing retro reviews from 20 years ago. Monday Night Raw, we're going to start with 2001, June the 11th to be exact. We're just after WrestleMania, a little way after where WrestleMania 17 took place. Austin turned heel. WCW, ECW are dead now. And we're building up towards the invasion angle. We're heading into King of the Ring. So this is the review of Monday Night Raw, June the 11th, 2001. Enjoy. Show kicks off with William Regal, the commissioner, in the ring. He was great as the commissioner. Such a great character. The over-the-top British guy. Absolutely loved it. He gets interrupted by Mick Foley. Out comes Mick Foley, the former general manager. And these two were good general managers back. When we had some good general managers, Regal and Foley. They had a bit of back and forth, talking about a bit of tomfoolery. Foley was brilliant. They were a brilliant pair. These two bounced off each other really well. Then out comes Linda McMahon, and they trick William Regal into making a triple threat for King of the Ring. Jericho, Benoit, and Steve Austin, who was defending his title against Benoit and Jericho. And went straight into a match with Christian versus Kane. Kane was the Intercontinental Champion at this time. Didn't remember that. Christian got the win thanks to an interference from Albert and a Bulldo bomb. Christian wins. This was a King of the Ring qualifying match. Do you remember the King of the Ring as a pay-per-view? That was great, wasn't it? Why did they ever get rid of it? Anyway, Austin's backstage. He's arrived and he ain't happy. He's after Linda. Foley tells him you're in a triple threat match. And he's not happy about it. He's not happy at all. And we had the Hardys, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Jeff's the light heavyweight champion. Remember the light heavyweight championship? What happened to that? And Matt Hardy's the European championship. Another great belt that they just discarded. They went up against X Factor. Do you remember them? Just Incredible. Like I said, interview. Go and check it out. We did an interview with Just Incredible. Great guy. And X-Pac. And this team could have been pretty decent, I think, but they never really gave him a good run, X Factor. Kind of died a quick death, these two. And Hardy's got the win here, thanks to a little bit of interference from Lita. What a Hurricane Rana off the top rope from her. That was one of the best moments of the night, of the show for this. That was phenomenal from her. Just forget how talented she actually was compared to the women they put in on this show now. I mean, Lita was talented. The shit we're getting now. What the yeah, evolution of women's wrestling. Give me a break. My goodness. Austin wasn't happy that Regal had booked him in a triple threat match at King of the Ring. And he smashed the shit out of his office and Tajiri at the same time. He had Austin hugging Vince McMahon backstage. What was that about? I liked Austin, like I said, he was entertaining, but this hugging shit with Vince, I wasn't a fan of that. Jericho was booked in a handicap match against Big Show and Rhino. Rhino got the win, thanks after Big Show chokeslammed Jericho, but then Rhino, for some reason, no reason, speared the Big Show, pinned Jericho, 1, 2, 3, and he's out there. He said it was because if Jericho wins at King of the Ring, he's pinned Jericho like 3 times now, and he's going to get a title shot down the road. Shane McMahon, here comes the money, who just bought WCW a couple of weeks prior to this, He's backstage and he instigates who this stalker is of Sarah. Do you remember that storyline? Oh my God, yeah, they're just starting kicking this off. Who is the stalker? And Shane instigates that it's Kurt Angle to Kane and plants that seed. And this leads into Kurt Angle being in the ring, cutting one of his great promos where he's just a complete arsehole of a heel. Loved this Kurt Angle. He was brilliant, really entertaining. Out comes Undertaker, beats the shit out of Kurt Angle. But what Kurt Angle was like, I didn't do it, it's not me, I don't even find your wife attractive. Bang! Last ride, absolutely brilliant. McMahon hits the ring, Angle slams Kurt Angle, and then runs off through the crowd. And Perry Saturn versus Steve Blackman was next up. Not many people will remember this match. And rightfully so, because it was dreadful. You had Trish Stratus, you had Dean Malenko, and you had, what was her name? Terry Runnels all getting involved, and it was just a complete mess. It was a King of the Ring qualifier. Perry Saturn got the win. I don't like this gimmick they gave Perry Saturn where he was just acting like a complete goof. He was so much better than that. He deserved better than that. Very good in ring. Very good. The match itself was okay if they didn't have all this stupid interference. Austin and Deborah backstage. Don't know why they needed that. Austin just basically harassing his wife, abusing her. It wasn't fun to see because you knew what Austin had done in his real life to some of his wives, and yeah, not good to go back and watch now. Then we had this 6-person tag team intergender match. The Dudleys versus the Hollies. The Dudleys get the win. Spike and, after a big brawl afterwards, Spike and Molly are in the ring and they get a little bit of a kissy, oh, I love you. It was pretty shit. Test was asked if he's joining WCW. Doesn't really give much of an answer. Says he's hinting that he's going to. And we know what happens there. And then we had the main event. Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, steel cage match, baby. Wow, this was absolutely brilliant. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit in a steel cage. Phenomenal. We had Kurt Angle doing a moonsault off the cage. Chris Benoit doing a headbutt off the cage. Austin getting involved and ruining it all for us at the end. Angle gets the win. Austin hits the ring, beats the shit out of Benoit with a steel chair. Just basically, the story of this night was Austin trying to take out Jericho and Benoit leading into this match in about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks' time. And it was a good show, good story told. Austin, like I said, is a good heel, but he was a great babyface with that run he had. Great. And there's levels, isn't there, between great and good. There's levels there, and he didn't reach that as a heel, in my opinion, on this run. He had better runs as a heel before this one, and this was more comical, and I didn't enjoy a lot of it, and I know what's coming up, and we all do if you've watched it before. We're going to keep going with these retro reviews. I enjoyed watching that one, so we will do more.
Just when they think they got the answers, I change the questions.
Time for Q&A. If you want your question answered by Wrestling Bantz, all you got to do is hit me up on Twitter at Wrestling Bantz, and I will do my best to answer any question you have. Let's kick it off then. The first one is from at 6_podcast. Why do current wrestlers readily whore themselves out to companies who continually abuse and dispose of them? Well, I'm guessing mainly they need a job is the main reason. If we're talking about the WWE here, they were the big boys in town for a very long, over 20 years. There was no one else really. That's where you were going to go get a job unless you were willing to go and travel to Japan. There wasn't many other places really you could go and make that sort of money. And still today, the only other place there is now is AEW. And still, WWE is the place to go to make that money. Who else is there really? The way they treat them is disgusting, I agree. But they have no choice. They have to earn a living. it sucks for them that they're put in that position, and you can see it from a lot of them that they're disinterested in it. They're just there for, it's a job to them. It's not anything more than that. I think some of them knew before going there that they were going to have their souls crushed, their dreams smashed, shattered, be treated like shit, and just to make it as a job. It's all it's got to be at the end of the day. It's a job. Get your money and go home. And a lot of people, after they've been there, they've told you it's just soul destroying, crushing creatively. They have their hands are tied, and most of them treated it as a job, a way to make money, and that's all it's got to be for these guys. That's all they're doing is earning a living. They sign those contracts so they know what they're getting themselves into when they're going into the WWE, so they can't complain really. They know what they're coming into. If they don't, before they go in there, then they're fucking idiots. Second question from @6_podcast. Why do current wrestlers continually put themselves in harm's way with gymnastics instead of actually wrestling? I think it's the generation we're living in, isn't it really? Back when I was a young star, when I was growing up, it was more about heat, more about heels against baby faces. Build up that match to see the heel get his ass kicked, telling a story in the match. Nowadays, it's all about the match, the moves they do in the ring, and these gymnastics moves people think are amazing. Fans chant, "This is awesome." That's what the wrestler wants. They're not interested in telling a story really in the ring. They're more interested in getting reaction from the fans, from doing the moves rather than telling a story where the fans can get invested in it and then react to that, which you'd get an even bigger pop from, in my opinion. And then there's people like the wrestling journalists who score these sort of gymnastic matches 5 stars. They can be to blame. The main blame has to fall with the wrestlers themselves, being influenced by the new breed of fans and wrestling journalists telling them that their shit is awesome and they don't need to change anything. That's the main problem, really. There are old school wrestlers out there that are telling them, yeah, slow it down. You're going to be ending up in a wheelchair. You're not going to be able to walk in 10 years. Second question from @TheKingSlayer. Do you think China would want to be in the WWE Hall of Fame or have anything to do with the company after everything that happened during her run and the reason she got kicked out? I think she did when she was alive. She wanted to be, but now would be a bit of an insight. I think she went in with DX, didn't she? But it was a joke that she wasn't allowed in when she was alive, in my opinion, considering who is in there. You've got rapists, wife abusers, cheats, liars, Donald Trump. What the hell? If those people are allowed in, then why is she not in there? It's a joke, complete joke. She was easily one of the biggest stars of the Attitude Era and of the Generation X. Without China, there would have been no DX, in my opinion. So it was an insult that she wasn't inducted when she was alive, and it would be an insult now if they did it and just benefited off her career after she's dead. Just disgusting now if they do it. So that's just my thoughts. Question from @WrestlingByW. If Finn Balor moves up to the main roster, which brand would you like to see him on, and who would you like to be his first feud? He's had a good second run in NXT. Last time he was on the main roster, he did okay, won the title, got injured. Didn't really hit the heights and expectations everyone thought he would. Got a bit bland towards the end of his run. If he did go back, if he went to SmackDown, he'd probably be overshadowed by Roman Reigns a lot and wouldn't really... I mean, that would be a good match. Him and Seth Rollins have got history and past, so that could be pretty good. But for me, I think I'd rather see him on Raw, to be honest, even though Raw is a really shit show at the moment and dead. Finn could maybe lift it up a little bit. I'd like to see him have a go with Bobby Lashley. And maybe even a heel Drew McIntyre would be a good match. Finn could be the heel against Drew McIntyre. That would be pretty decent. So for me, I'd probably, because of the talent on show, Raw just shitted them out. I'd probably say SmackDown, to be honest with you. There's so much more talent on that show, and Finn would just fit right in there and could do a lot of good stuff with some of the people that are on that show. So I'm going to go with SmackDown. And I'd like to see him rehash the history he has with Seth Rollins, and then maybe move on to a title picture with Roman Reigns at some point. I think that'd be pretty good. So that's my answer. SmackDown, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. There you go. Question from @SCW_Steve. Which undercard wrestler do you believe deserves a solid push in WWE? My God, isn't everyone an undercard wrestler apart from Roman Reigns? Nowadays, there are no stars, there are no top guys really, are there anymore? Everyone's kept down on a certain level apart from maybe Roman, possibly Drew and possibly Bobby, but apart from that, those two, Bobby could quickly be pushed straight back down after losing that championship, when he does lose it. But for me, the one guy I'd like to see get a good push, a good run, very talented, has been treated like a joke since he's come into the company, has proven in other companies that he can be a good top guy, top champion, world champion. He's done it in Lucha Underground. He did it in Impact Wrestling. For me, John Morrison could be a top performer for WWE if treated properly. I mean, the way they brought him in was a complete joke. If you didn't know or heard of John Morrison before this run, if you're a young kid and you've just seen him for the first time, all he is Miz's goofy fucking friend. But the guy is seriously talented, and if they had packaged him differently, brought him in a different way, do something, they could still do it, I think. Have him turn on Miz, beat the shit out of him, and go from there. John Morrison is a star, and they could book him that way. They've got everything there to do it. Why not? And the last question comes from @ChatsJonesy. Why is Raw so bad? Well, for me, Raw has been steadily declining for the last 20 years. Since the closure of WCW and Nitro going off the air, Raw has had nothing really to compete against on a Monday night. I know there are other shows out there that they could compete against, like Monday Night Football and other blah things in America that they could, but the real competition was against Nitro, and Nitro for me pushed Raw to be better, pushed the WWE, pushed Vince McMahon to actually want to strive to do something good. And once that went away, there was nothing really pushing them to actually compete. And if you've got no competition, you just become complacent. And that's what's happened over the last 20 years. Yes, we've had good moments, but now, what it is now, from then, it is just a complete joke. It's a farce. I honestly believe the people that are being ribbed now are us, the fans. Vince McMahon is ribbing us. I think he's thinking, how bad can we make this show and people will still fucking watch it? I mean, the numbers are just dropping week after week. It's sad to see. I watched Raw from 1993, the first episode, and I can't watch it anymore. I've given up. And it's sad because I was a big WWF fan. Back in the day, I was WWF over WCW all the way. And now, I can't stand to watch that crap. It's insulting as a fan of wrestling. It is a rib on fans. Trying to make it as bad as possible to drive everyone away and see who will still sit there and fucking eat this shit and like the taste. Say, please sir, can I have some more? It's a joke. I can't believe wrestling fans that sit there and actually enjoy it. Who are these people? Please tell me. I'd love to have a chat with you and understand why you enjoy watching Monday Night Raw. 3 hours of that crap. It's abysmal. And people go on about Vince McMahon being this great creative mind. He's being exposed now for his age. He is the one to be held accountable for everything that is going on in that company. No one else. The buck stops with him. There are a lot of talented people in that company that deserve a lot better. And the sooner they can get out, the better. Anyway, that's Raw is dead for me. It's a dead show. In my opinion, why not just retire it and create something new? Maybe that's the answer. End Raw and bring out a new show. Because I can't see it getting any better. They don't know what to do with it. It's a complete joke. It's sad. But it's like when you see one of those like legends and they're getting to the end of their career and they're just embarrassing themselves in the ring and you're just like, come on, dude, just retire now. That's what Monday Night Raw's like. It's just, come on, just take it out back and shoot it in the fucking head. Put it out of its fucking misery. That's what needs to happen to Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. It's old, it's past it. Let's create something new. Anyway, guys, that's the Q&A section of this show done. If you want your question answered, all you've got to do is hit up at Wrestling Bantz on Twitter and leave your question for me right there. And I will make sure it gets answered next time. Time for Wrestling Bantz WWE2K20 Universe Mode. Let's do this. First match out the gate. Mark Andrews versus Noam Dar for the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh, into the corner here. I am Noam Dar. Oh, neckbreaker. Don't really play this game that much. Oh my god. Fuck that. Haven't really played it. It's so botchy, this game. I gave up playing it. It's just been sitting there. So I thought, why not? Give it another try. Oh, here we go. Oh, wrist stomp there. Get some stomps in. Get up. Oh, he reversed it. You dick. Reversal. Oh. Reverse DDT. Dar's going to the top rope. Get up. See what he can do from the top rope. Haven't really used Noam Dar before. Hurricane Rana. Gets the pin. One. Oh, kick out of one. I'll do more damage to him. Yes, work the leg, work the leg, work the leg! You've got to work the leg, haven't you? Oh, Andrews. Oh no. Should have reversed that. Get out of the ring. Right in time. Good move there. Good kick to the shin. And Dar is the champion. Cruiserweight champion. The WCW Cruiserweight. If you've got anyone that you want me to put onto the roster, comment down below and they will go in. Oh, arm drag here for Mark Andrews. Ducks. Ducks the kick. Suplex. Cover. One. Come on, ref. You've got to count faster than that. Working the leg here. It does. Submission finisher. I think that's what he does anyway. Oh, went for a baseball slide. I think he was too far away. Or he might die through the ropes or something. But doesn't seem to be a high flyer, Noam Dar, in this. It was the first time I watched Noam Dar wrestle. It was in like a little nightclub in London for ICW. He was amazing. Met him once at Wembley. Nice guy. He was wrestling for Impact or TNA when they were doing that British boot camp thing, and they had a few people like them. They were before the show. They were like standing outside. Well, they were in Wembley Arena, but it was like outside the actual seating area where everyone like mingles around, where you can buy like food, drink, merch. There was like him, Rampage Brown, Dave Mastiff, Grado, and a few others that were there. Got a couple of pictures. Got a picture of Grado. He was cool. And Rampage Brown and Dave Mastiff. Yeah, they were nice guys. Watched them all on the indies loads. Even Mark Andrews, Progress, mainly a bit of ICW with some of them. British wrestling is not what it used to be. We'll get into that another day. Oh, I'm getting my arse whipped here. Good shot to the leg there. Come on, Dar. Working the arm now. What's he going for? Reversed it, no, reversed it. A couple of reversals back and forth. Andrews has got the finisher. What's he going for here? It's another bulldog. Oh, he got me again. Had no reversals left. Oh, roll to the outside. What's he going to do to me? What's he going to do to me? Grab him. Yes. Yes. Oh, what a manoeuvre for Noam Dar. He is a superstar, isn't he? Oh, he went low. Good shot there. Oh, what a manoeuvre. And again from Noam Dar. Get him up. Let's finish him, Dar. Let's finish him. The clothesline is over. Where's the ref? Can't even see it. Oh, how did he kick out? Come on, ref. Come on. In the corner. Corner finisher. Here we go. Oh, what a kick. It's got to do it. Game over. 1, 2, 3. And your winner. And still WCW Wrestling Bantz Cruiserweight Champion. Noam Dar, baby. Fuck the highlights. This shit. I hate these highlight things. They never get show the good ones. What a win there from Noam Dar. Retaining the title. Now time for the Dynamite main event watch along. Ready, steady, let's go. They look like a beast of a team, these two. They could be dominant, really, couldn't they? Hobbs and Cage. The size of both of them. Brian Cage, FTW champion. Haven't really seen him defend the title, really, though. Dark Order. For me, kind of they've got some very talented individuals, but I'm just not a big fan of the actual faction themselves. I think some of the people in the group could be really good singles wrestlers. And there's one too many factions for me in AEW. That's one of their problems. And this is one of the factions that could just split, and a lot of the people in the faction would be okay as singles wrestlers. This 10 is quite impressive. I don't see why he needs a mask on. Here comes a star now for me. This guy should be in main events. Hangman Adam Page. He's not curtain jerking this week. He is in the main event, and he should be a lot more than he is currently. Rated number 2 in the rankings. Got to be due a title shot soon against Kenny Omega. There's a story there with him and the Elite that needs to be told. We've got to see Hangman versus Omega for the title at some point, surely. Oh, here we go. Cage in the corner here. Shoulder block, shoulder block. It's going to send him out. Oh, reversal. And forearms from Page. Oh, the ref's getting right in there. I don't mind this. Is it Bryce Rimsberg? He's alright. He's probably one of the better referees in AEW for me. Oh, good reversal there from Hangman. Some good wrestling here going on. Quick manoeuvres. Oh, standing shooting star. 1, 2. Oh, 1 count. That Cage, man. He's so athletic for a guy his size. Oh, what a manoeuvre there. Tilt-a-whirl into like a backbreaker. Big forearm there from Cage to Page in a rage. Oh. What happened to... I tend to make the tag. I thought he fell off the apron. Ten's going for it here. Throwing some shots on Cage. Reversal. Cage in the corner. Bicycle kick straight to the head. Or a pump kick, whatever you want to call it. Oh, double power bomb or assisted power bomb. Ten's been taken out here. He's in some trouble now. Hobbs is a beast for me. He's a star and could be a big deal in AEW in the future. It's just a mask for Ten. He's really impressive, Ten, in the ring, but it's just that mask. Can't take him seriously. Hobbs just crushes Ten in the corner. Come on, Ten. No way he's getting out of this one. Suplex. Hobbs, man, is just so impressive. See where this is going. Hobbs is and Cage is going to beat the crap out of him. And he's going to get that hot tag to Page eventually. There we go. He's fighting back now against Brian Cage. He's having a bit more luck against Cage than he was against Hobbs. Big uppercut from Ten. He's going off the ropes. Ah, Hobbs again, man. Come on, ref. Do your job, ref. Sort it out, Rimsberg. Cage doing some reps with 10. And fall away slam. Taz on commentary, man. He's one of the better commentators for me. They have when he's on there. Can't stand Excalibur. I think he's crap. Schiavone's okay at times. And JR is JR, man. He's a legend. Oh, here come the rest of Team Taz. Here comes Hook and Ricky Starks is a star. Can't wait for him to get better from his injury, man. He is the star of this group, in my opinion. They've come out to the ring. Preston Vance is number 10. Okay. Oh, what a drop kick. Fucking hell. A guy that size to a drop kick like that. I think Cage would be a much better babyface than a heel. They are teasing this split though with him and Team Taz. It's bound to happen soon. Oh. Oh, discus forearm. Come on, 10. Make a tag. Oh, Cage has knocked Page off the apron. He's got 10 up. Fireman's carry. Oh, goes for the F5. Pump kick. Straight to the head. Here comes Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, another pump kick to the head of Hobbs this time. Make her tag. Yes, here comes Page. Comes the Hangman. Boot to the head of Brian Cage, who knocks him off the apron. Hobbs is the legal man in the ring now with Page. Oh, clothesline has no effect on Hobbs. Page has to move quickly out the corner there. Oh. Here we go. Oh. Goes over the top for Cage, but Cage catches him. Oh, shit. Whoa. Oh. Hurricane Rana. Reversal with Hurricane Rana, man. That was sick. Straight into the post. Page is up top. Moonsault. Moonsault press 1, 2. Oh, that looked more like 3. It looked like the ref fucked up the count there, I think. I don't know if it was just me, but it looked like that was 3. Oh. Oh. Massive crossbody. What a crossbody from Hobbs on Page. Absolutely flattened him. I'm getting hit by a bus. What the hell? Tilt well head scissors from Brian Cage. 619! What the hell? Brian Cage with a 619. This match is sick. This is just going, man. Go for it, guys. Let's do this. Forearm. Hobbs goes down. This match has been a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Oh. Hobbs is out of bounds, man. Can't get the pin there, Page. Looks like he's going to make a tag. Here comes 10. Or Vance, or whatever his name is. Spinebuster on Hobbs. Oh, I went for some sort of full Nelson finisher, but Hobbs is too strong for that. Here comes Brian Cage now. This team are really impressive, Cage and Hobbs. My goodness. German release suplex. Oh, fuck that. Went for a high-low and Hobbs completely missed the chop block. Cage got the clothesline before Hobbs was anywhere near him. They fucked that. Why is he getting in the ring now? They don't need to. Ricky Starks just threw the belt in the ring. They don't need to cheat. They have the guy beat. Why are they doing it now? Oh, Starks just slapped Cage. His shit is on. I said they were teasing it. It's fully done now. Ricky Starks running away. Cage has just lost it. He's running after Cage. Starks. Hobbs is in the ring now with 10. Goes for a pump kick. Reversed. Oh, what a spine buster from Hobbs. We put him through the mat. Oh, Page makes a save. It's a bit stupid. Hook gets in the ring and why? He didn't need to. It didn't make any sense why they did that segment. That bit. Ripcord into a cutter from 10. Oh! Gunshot lariat. He's got a pin. 10 gets it. It's over. 10 and Page get the win. After Cage takes a walk, goes after Ricky Starks, who slaps him across the cheek. Across the mush. Bitch slapped him, man. What a main event that was, though. Let me know what you thought of the main event of Dynamite this week. Here comes the Dark Order. Oh, little -1. Johnny Hungee. Like I said, this group got some entertaining characters in it. I won't deny it. For me, Hangman Page is better than this. They're holding him back. And some of these guys don't need to be in a faction, to be honest with you. They're entertaining enough to be singles wrestlers and do something else than this. Told you we are doing interviews with wrestlers. You check out the other ones we've already done on this channel. We had Just Incredible. Then we had a great interview with Mustafa Saeed. Go and check those two out. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, share them out there. Brilliant interviews, really enjoyed them. This week though, ladies and gentlemen, we have got unquestionably a legend in wrestling. One of the most innovative wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. He's suicidal. He's homicidal. He's genocidal. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me today on Wrestling Bantz, the hardcore icon. So growing up, were you a fan of pro wrestling?
Yeah, well, my uncle was a wrestler. He was the Sheik. So I grew up watching him. But I was really only a fan of watching him. I wasn't a fan of all wrestling. I became a fan of all wrestling when I was about 15.
So what was it like growing up with a famous uncle? What was he like, the Sheik?
Well, it wasn't no big deal because we only seen him on Sundays, my uncle, because he was my uncle. And that was it. It was pretty private. We were private. Not a lot of people knew who we were. And not that it mattered anyways,
Yeah. Okay.
Anything about the wrestling, my uncle kayfabed us, because we didn't live with him. He lived in a different city. So he always kayfabed us. One time we had dinner at his house, and the heels and the baby faces the heels in one room, baby faces in another room. Like he kayfabed it.
Wow.
But anyways.
So when did you decide that you wanted to become a pro wrestler?
I knew I was going to do it when I was about 3 years old, but it was right around 19 is when I started.
Okay. And you were trained by your uncle. What was that like? What was he like as a trainer?
I couldn't understand you. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. So you were trained by your uncle. You were trained by your uncle? And what was it like being trained by him? Was it difficult? Was it hard? Was he hard on you?
It was. Oh yeah, he was pretty strict. He was very hard on me, which was good. I'm glad he was. But at the time, I didn't like it. But he was really strict.
What are your memories of your first match then? Did it go well? Who was it against?
It was against the Canadian Road Warrior, and it was a 10-minute draw. And I don't remember much about it really. I remember blowing up, couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe like 2 minutes into it.
So in the early 90s, you began touring in Japan. You were famous for the barbed wire death matches. What are your memories of them, especially the one in particular where you were teaming with your uncle against Anita and Goto, where the ring was set on fire, I believe, and your uncle suffered some burns?
Right on. I don't think much about those matches anymore because they were so long ago. They're over 20 years ago. But I remember at the time, before him, I was real nervous and all that because I never had a barbed wire match before. But that fire match, that was an accident. That wasn't supposed to happen like that. They told us to let the fire go down. After we get in the ring, let the fire die down and then start doing high spots. But the fire never died down. It kept getting bigger. And so we had to leave. It was too hot.
Wow. So what do you think about death matches? What do you think about death matches today, and do you watch any of it?
I like death matches if it's the end of a feud, not just for a death match tournament or a death match show. I hate that. Can't do nothing about that, but I don't like it too much.
Okay.
I don't mind if it's the end of a feud.
Yeah. So you debuted in ECW in 1993. You won the ECW title with defeating Terry Funk. What was it like working with Terry Funk?
It was awesome. He was the first guy that let me do my stuff that was of his caliber. Usually guys his age and caliber, they stay to the ground and you don't do none of that stuff, that flying stuff. But then I did it with him, and he was the first guy to put it over.
You came into ECW with Paul Heyman as your manager. What was Paul Heyman like at that time? How did you get on with him?
He was great. He was cool. He's a brilliant mind, and he knew what he was doing. When he managed me, he came in as my manager, and he was smart.
One of the matches you first were known for in the early days of ECW was the triple threat, the night the line was crossed. What memories do you have of that match going up against Shane Douglas and Terry Funk? Do you remember that match at all?
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I watched that match the other day. Yeah, I remember that. It was a really good match. It kind of, even while we were doing it, when I got about 45 minutes into it, we knew we had something special.
In 95, you left ECW. Why did you leave?
I was double booked in Japan and in Philadelphia, and Paul Heyman made me choose one or the other, and I chose Japan just for the one day, not for a company. Then he fired me, so I had to leave.
Oh, okay. You went to New Japan. Did you enjoy your time in New Japan?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who were some of the favourite
Major
guys
company.
to work with? Who were some of the favourite guys you worked with out there?
Fujinami was good. Hirata, Liger,
Yeah.
the other guys. Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, awesome. You also had Chris Benoit. Yeah. You also had a short time in WCW in 1995. What were your memories of that, and why did you end up leaving? It wasn't a very long run, really.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said
you cut out.
in WCW, you went to WCW in 1995. What are your memories of working for that company? Did you enjoy it there? And why did you leave in the end?
No, I didn't enjoy it because it was a square peg in a round hole. Kevin Sullivan liked me, but nobody else did. And I came in on Kevin Sullivan's recommendation. So I didn't have no one helping me, like getting tables or telling my guy what to do, telling my opponent to do my stuff and stuff like that. So it was pretty difficult. So I didn't fit in well, and you see, that's why I left. But they didn't think. They think when they wanted to sign me, they said, "How much do you want to come do our first Nitro?" And I said, "I can't. I'm booked." He goes, "How much for second Nitro?" I said, $500. So they thought I meant $500 then out, and they were only going to pay me $500 a match and not negotiate. Not. I go, no, this is wrong. We got to negotiate. He goes, no negotiation.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
They just want me to work for $500 a match.
Wow. So then you returned to ECW in 1995 in the November to Remember pay-per-view. You started off and you worked there for the next 5 years. During that time, you had some great feuds, most notably with Taz. Do you remember working with Taz, and what are your memories of that?
I said, I always liked wrestling Taz. It's real physical.
What was he like outside of the ring?
I forgot what was that.
What was he like to get on with outside of the ring as well, Taz, as a person?
We didn't get along that we do now, but we didn't get along that good at the time. We didn't see eye to eye on anything outside the ring at that time.
You also had a great tag team partnership with now Hall of Famer Rob Van Dam. What was he like to work with? You had some great matches against him, and then teaming together, you were phenomenal as a team. What was he like to work with?
Well, like you said, my uncle trained him and me, so we trained together. So it was always good to win a championship with your buddy, because he's practically a brother. But he's really good. I was proud of him when he got in the Hall of Fame. That was great. And, his style works good with my style. We don't really do the same thing. We do different moves and make it gel. So, tagging with him was like breathing.
So overall, what did ECW mean to you?
I don't know. And that freedom, and that creative, show your creative art, that freedom.
Yeah. What about the ECW fans? What did you think of them?
They were great. They were bloodthirsty, but they were great, unforgiving, and they stirred the pot. They started it.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on ECW going out of business in 2001?
I was sad, but it was nothing to do with me. It wasn't my fault. I didn't mean it. I wasn't there at the time. I already left. But it was sad to see it. I thought it was, it would start back up with Vince. I thought it would start up good with Vince, but it didn't.
No. What were your thoughts on the ECW One Night Stand pay-per-views? You were on both of the shows. What did you think of them?
They were the pay-per-views themselves. They were great. They were good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, I had good matches, and I thought they turned out good.
They were very good. Some of the better. First
I didn't like
definitely.
I didn't like the Steve Austin part.
No. What did you think of WWE's version of ECW?
It was terrible. It was a joke. I don't think they really thought it was going to be any good anyway. I think they purposely made it bad.
Did you enjoy your time in TNA Any favourite matches
Yeah.
or people to work with?
Yeah, AJ and RVD. I worked with him. Samoa Joe, Abyss was always good to work with.
Yeah.
I had a barbed wire match with Abyss.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a classic.
Yeah.
Do you watch any wrestling today currently? Any WWE or AEW? What are your thoughts on that?
I watch, but I don't follow it. Like, I just see the wrestling. If someone's cutting a promo, I change the channel. But if they're wrestling, I'm watching it.
What are your memories of working in the UK? You came over here to work with ICW a couple of years ago. What do you remember of working with? You worked with Drew McIntyre. What were your memories of that?
Yeah, that was Jack Jester.
Yeah.
I like Jack Jester. And I love going over there because those are just like they were like bloodthirsty ECW fans. The only thing I didn't like is that the ring was too small.
Yeah, I was at the show. It was a good match between you, Drew, and Jack Jester in London. That was a good show.
Yeah. I think he went back to WWE shortly after that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, one of the first matches I ever saw you in was against Terry Funk in a barbed wire match, and you ripped open your arm. What happened in the match? And you were taping it up. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I had Terry Funk in the corner, and I was going to jump off the chair. My fans call it Air Sabu, and do like a kick in the corner. And I'd done it before in a barbed wire match where I did the kick, and the guy moved, and I stuck to the corner. But this time when I jumped and did it, I didn't stick, and I fell off it, and it sliced my arm, sliced my bicep.
Oh, must have been scary at the time. So what are you up to at the moment? What are you doing with yourself? Are you still wrestling? Still active?
I haven't wrestled that much lately because of COVID, but I got some stuff coming up soon. But I'm mainly taking care of Super Genie. She lost her leg, amputated, and so I'm working on trying to make her
That
better.
was the interview with Sabu. There were some technical difficulties on both sides, but we got it done. It was fun. Great to talk to the guy, a legend of the wrestling business. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'm going to leave you now with something fun, entertaining, light-hearted. I think wrestling sometimes is taken far too seriously by too many of us, and we all need to have a bit of a laugh, even at ourselves sometimes. So here we go. Hope you enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. You know what you've got to do. Still, if you haven't, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and please share this everywhere. It really helps. Comment down below on what you'd like to see in the show in the future. Thanks for watching. Stay lucky.